Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. It's Election Day. If you haven't voted yet, you have about 3 hours left to cast your ballot.
A couple of the big races, of course, the run for governor of the state of Nebraska and the 1st District congressional seat. We're going to have 4 live reports coming up in a moment. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleider has more on how Election Day has been going so far.
It's Election Day, and Lancaster County Election Commissioner Dave Shively says so far it's gone very smoothly.
Usually the first hour that we see here, we have a lot of calls from our poll workers or from voters where they need to go vote, or poll workers that are looking for some answers to maybe some questions, or maybe they're missing a supply. But it's been a pretty normal election day for us.
Shively says he's expecting a good turnout of voters for the midterms and hopes the numbers will be even higher than his projections.
I have projected about a 55% turnout, which is about 110,000 voters, and I would anticipate that would be one of our higher ones for a midterm election. We'll see if the voters agree with me and get out there and vote. Hopefully they don't agree with me and they make it higher.
Shively says there have been a lot of mail-in ballots already and wants to assure voters that their votes are secure and being counted correctly. He says votes are sorted by precinct and carefully counted throughout election night. They are then double-checked by workers to ensure everyone who signed in was registered and the number of people who voted matches the number of ballots counted.
That's part of the canvassing process afterwards that we do. So if we are off a ballot or two, then we go back and try to figure out why we were off that. So the security is all there, and there's checks and balances on all of that as we go.
Shively says mail-in voting has been going on for over a month now, and they've already received about 45,000 out of the 50,000 ballots sent out. He says it will take some time to count them all, and the final official election results won't be out for a week or two, but 90% of the mail-in vote should be counted by Election Day. While voters and candidates are waiting for official and unofficial results, Shively says it's important they be patient to allow election workers to count every vote.
I understand that people can be anxious, but they also want us to be accurate too, so they have to give us the opportunity to make sure that everything that we're doing is accurate. Please allow us to get it done and get it done correctly so we don't have any issues to follow up on the days afterwards.
Reporting in Lincoln, Matthew Mittleider, Channel 8 News.
And again, the polls close at 8 p.m. and the first numbers will start to trickle in right around that time as well. Until then, we have team coverage for you tonight with Channel 8 reporters at several campaign watch parties.
We're going to be starting with the race for governor here, and Channel 8's Veronica Barreto is in Omaha. She's at Carol Blood's location tonight. Veronica?
Thanks, Megan and Brad. We are here tonight at the Omaha Firefighters Hall, where Carol Blood and her campaign members are having a watch party. She's expected to be here with voters around 6 p.m. Right now, people are starting to show up. They're starting to set up things in here. Blood has served in the Nebraska legislature for about 6 years now. One thing to mention is that Nebraska hasn't seen a Democrat governor since the 90s. So we'll see what happens tonight after the poll closes at 8 p.m. We'll have more on her reaction and when they start to get here tonight at 6. Reporting live from Omaha, Veronica Barreto, Channel 8 News.
Veronica, thank you very much for the live report. And of course, Blood is hoping to beat her opponent, Jim Pillen.
He won the Republican primary to run for this office. And Channel 8's Jessica Blum joins us live from the Cornhusker Marriott Hotel here in Lincoln, where Pillen's campaign will gather tonight. Jessica?
Good evening, everyone. I'm live from Lincoln Marriott Hotel, where Jim Pillen will be here tonight as the candidate for the governor's race tonight. And as we know, the incumbent is Governor Pete Ricketts, who has been term limited. He's served 2 terms, so we're now going to be electing our next governor for potentially the next 2 terms as well, as the last few have served up to 2 terms. But Governor Pillen has been running on this Nebraska way type of call, and theme going into this evening. So we're going to stay here live to bring you updates tonight. And again, it's going to be live from here. It's going to start around 7 o'clock tonight, and we're going to keep you live for the reactions and the results going into tonight. But again, we've got people covering blood in Omaha, and we've got flood in Norfolk, as well as Patty Panzig Brooks right here in Lincoln as well. So we will be holding it to you live and bringing you the latest as we bring you right here, reporting in live from the Lincoln Marriott Hotel. Jessica Blum, Channel 8 News.
All right, we appreciate your report as well as we continue our team coverage. As she mentioned, there's the 1st District congressional race, and that's what we're focusing on now.
Yeah, after winning the special election back in June, Representative Mike Flood is looking to keep his seat. Continuing our team coverage here, Channel 8's Philip Katafamo is in Norfolk at Flood's location tonight. Philip?
We are here at the Divots Event Center in Norfolk, Nebraska, the hometown of Congressman Mike Flood, who is currently looking to retain his congressional seat that he won in a special election earlier this year against the exact same opponent in Patty Panzig Brooks. Now, of course, we won't know the end of that election until a lot later tonight, but you can see behind me it's a little brisk, a little cold here, and soon this facility will be packed to the brim with supporters, donors, friends and family, of course, members of the media, but a lot of people coming to find out if Mike Flood will be hanging on to that congressional seat or not. It should be a good night, and of course, like I said, we'll have the results a little later tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Philip. Again, he's in Norfolk at Mike Flood's campaign tonight. We are going to check in with weather now. It looks like Philip, he's wearing his coat. It might be a little chilly tonight, but overall, I think it's a pretty nice night if you haven't had the chance to go out and vote. Again, polls don't close until 8 p.m. tonight. So weather should be pretty calm for that couple hours, right, Rusty?
Yeah, we've got mostly cloudy skies out there right now. We were dodging a couple of scattered showers on and off throughout the morning and afternoon hours. What didn't amount to much, but every now and then a sprinkle or two. You can see a few sprinkles just off to our east into parts of western Iowa. Most of the state of Nebraska is seeing just cloudy skies and some clearing in the western half of the state. But dry for now, but a sprinkle or two going to be possible. It is a little on the windy side out of the south at anywhere from 15 to 20 or 25 miles per hour. Outside right now, Schoen's Roofing at South 6 and Perkins, looking like a lot of cloud cover out there, and temperatures are comfortable. This is the thing, that it's really, really warm out there. 64 degrees right now in Beatrice, 66 degrees in Hebron. That's way, way above average. Even some 70s, middle 70s in North Platte, Ogallala, McCook, all around 75 or 76 degrees. So it is a very warm afternoon and evening, and these temperatures really aren't going to drop off too far too fast. So if you still have to get out and vote tonight, shouldn't be too shabby. 64 degrees as we head through the 6 p.m. hour with mostly cloudy skies. Again, maybe a sprinkler or two, but I think just clouds. South wind at 10, 20, maybe 30 miles per hour, 64 degrees by 8 p.m. And we might even warm up a degree by 10 o'clock with mostly cloudy skies. That wind is going to increase. Temperatures are going to increase. We could see record high temperatures for tomorrow. That is short-lived, though. We are going to see a cold front come through and knock us back down to reality. More on that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Rusty. Now to other news now. Two cars collided a little after 10 o'clock this morning near 17th and K Streets.
Authorities tell us two people, an elderly couple, were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. A third person was not hurt. Right now, it's unclear what led up to this crash. Lincoln police continue to investigate. We're learning more details after police say an 18-year-old was shot in the stomach.
It all happened just before midnight last night near 23rd and B Streets. LPD believes it was accidental. The teen's condition has stabilized and so far no arrests have been made. Police say there is no threat to the public. We'll of course keep you updated as more details become available. And I do want to mention that after the break here, we are hoping to have a live report from Senator Patty Panzig Brooks's campaign headquarters. Of course, she's running on the Democratic side for the 1st congressional seat in our state.
We've had some technical problems with that, but we're working those out.
Yep, but still to come as well after the break. Russian drones continue to strike Ukrainian cities, killing civilians and leaving thousands in the dark.
The details plus a look at your full forecast after the break.
We turn now to the latest on the war in Ukraine. Thousands of people are suffering with a lack of power and water.
It comes as Russian drone strikes hit some key areas. ABC's Raina Roy has the very latest.
The war in Ukraine is becoming a drone war. Small unmanned aircraft launched by Russia, killing civilians and destroying critical infrastructure.
Missiles and drone attacks have left far too much of Kyiv without power and water.
U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky and getting a first-hand look at the recent reality for thousands of Ukrainians.
There's no electricity and no heat. And with winter fast approaching, we're very concerned about Ukraine's energy needs.
Darkness now fills the Kuzminko family home. ABC News meeting them just hours before the lights went out.
We can't cook without light, we can't work, study.
The U.S. now providing an extra $25 million in aid as colder weather moves in to help Ukrainians get through the winter. ABC News getting special access to some of the damaging drones captured by Ukraine.
So, yes, this is the engine. And we know that Iran is the only country that produces those engines.
A stunning reversal from Iran admitting it has supplied Russia with killer drones. Iranian officials claiming they sent those drones before Vladimir Putin's full-scale invasion. The U.S. and Zelensky both saying Iran is lying. Amid all of this, Zelensky has suggested he's open to peace talks with Russia, though that's unlikely because his preconditions, including Russia's withdrawal from Ukraine, appear to be non-starters for Moscow. Raina Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
So the Huskers are headed up north to Michigan, and it's really looking like a decent game. Just a little on the chilly side, maybe a couple of snowflakes. This looks a lot worse than it's actually going to be. I think most of the game will be cloudy and cool temperatures in the middle and upper 30s, starting off though around 40 degrees. Northwest wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Speaking of the wind, it's windy out there. Penner Bathing Solutions showing you the flags straight out. There's a strong south wind, and because of that strong south wind, it is very warm out there. Cloudy too. You notice there's not even a peak of sunshine, but still it's November and it's 65 degrees in Aurora, 63 in New York, 66 Grand Island, 67 in Hastings, Lincoln at 64, Beatrice at 64 as well. I think these temperatures we're going to hover in these 60s for quite a while. Due in part to a gusty south wind, plenty of cloud cover that's just not going to let temperatures bounce up and down like they usually do, and a few scattered showers just off to our east. So stationary front off to the west. This is tonight at 11 p.m. That just kind of hangs out, doesn't really do much. It's eventually going to turn into a cold front, but until then, notice the cloud cover sticks around, maybe a spot shower here and there as we head through Wednesday. But here comes the cold front right there, and then it goes, all right, here I am, let's go. And it moves off to the south and east. Scattered showers and thunderstorms by Thursday morning. One or two of these could be on the strong side, especially out in front of this thing, but it's going to move off to the east, and I think the better chance for severe weather will be to our east. We'll be left with much cooler temperatures by Thursday morning. Wait till you see that forecast. And then as we head into Thursday evening, the clouds start to clear out, and it's going to be a very different day the second half of the day on Thursday. But because of that cold front, I think mainly in the morning hours, we have just kind of a marginal risk right here. That's the level 1, the lowest risk. The better chance will be the further east it goes. Des Moines, Kansas City, they have the best chance for strong storms as that cold front kicks on off to the east in the afternoon. There's that stationary front, not really doing anything for much of tonight until Wednesday afternoon, and then it just starts to slice its way across. There it goes. Goodness sakes. So say 67 degrees, 67 Thursday morning, 44 by 9 a.m. That's a three hours right there, and we dropped almost 20 to 30 degrees. And then everybody's just going to be cold after that. So if you like the warmer temperatures, soak it in. Temperatures tonight, I think will drop to around 61, but then warm back up into the middle 60s by early tomorrow morning. We'll say 61, mostly cloudy, but those temperatures slowly warming. South wind at 10 to 25 miles per hour. That wind picks up tomorrow at 20 to 40. And high temperatures will warm up because of that south wind. 76, that would be a new record high 74 is the old record set back in 2019. Mostly cloudy, that south wind at 20 to 40 miles per hour. So after record highs on Wednesday, I think we'll see 70 on Thursday, but that'll be early. And then temperatures drop like a rock as we head through the morning hours into the afternoon. We'll drop to around 20 by very early Friday morning. Won't warm up much for Veterans Day. 35 degrees for Friday, mostly sunny skies, and that's where we stick. Middle 30s for many of us, or many days in a row. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all of those temperatures in the middle and upper 30s. We eventually get back to 40 maybe by Tuesday, but that is about it. So we're going from record high territory to temperatures that will feel more like December and January for quite a while. So quite the change in the 10-day forecast.
Mother Nature's just like, boom, there are your cold temperatures.
Was that a slap across the face, or was that?
I think I scared Rusty.
That's absolutely how it's going to feel when this cold front comes through.
I just wanted to make sure our viewers were watching. I just got
to
get their attention. All right. Thank you very much, Rusty. A positive day on Wall Street today. The Dow gaining 334 points. NASDAQ is up 52. S&P also adding 21 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
And a quick update here on this election day. We've been efforting to try and get you a live report from the Patty Pansy Brooks watch party that's being held. Unfortunately, again, a couple technical difficulties. They're preventing us from doing that, but we hope to have it fixed and bring you a live report from there, coming up at 6 o'clock.
But in other news now, today the Nebraska Poetry Pen Pal program is kicking off its second day of touring rural Nebraska, bringing poetry to students.
Channel 8's Danielle Kaiser spoke with Nebraska State poet Matt Mason about the program's benefits for students in smaller communities.
I think any kind of arts is, advantageous for students to get in touch with, because it helps you understand yourself, your world. And there are reasons arts are part of human culture and have for as long as there's been human culture. It's important to who we are as people.
Mason says they targeted rural areas, creating a conversation about poetry relevant to students, not just to educate.
The Poetry Pen Pal program is just about bringing in poets from other parts of the states into rural Nebraska primarily. Right now we're in Northwest Nebraska. It's about creating a conversation from different parts of the state, people with different backgrounds and experiences, and, really just kind of using the common language of poetry to kind of open our worlds to each other.
Mason says keeping the art of poetry relevant is important, to which students can gain creativity through writing.
What I want the students to get from this is that poetry is more interesting than they thought it was, that it's more for them than they thought it was, and that there are people who want to hear their poems, because we're encouraging them to turn in their poems to teachers to send to us. We want to read their work and, get to respond to it. So we don't want it to just be a one-sided thing where we come in and present our poems and tell them what poetry is. We want them to tell us what poetry is to them and what they're interested in and what they're writing about. So I really hope they take away that poetry is much livelier, is much more a part of our common lives than they may have thought beforehand.
Again, Danielle Kaiser there reporting for us. Also tonight, a 4-year-old is being hailed a hero after his mother suffered a seizure, leaving him to call authorities.
Here's tonight's Take a Look at This.
A Wisconsin woman who suffered an incapacitating seizure says she's lucky to be alive, all thanks to the heroic actions of her 4-year-old son.
He's a little super bad.
Kayla Moore says she suffered from chronic seizures for years, and when she felt a recent one coming on, she dialed 911. But it was her 4-year-old son, Logan, who talked the dispatcher through the emergency.
My mommy's having an episode. She's shaking her legs.
Okay. Is she able to talk to me on the phone?
No.
The little boy stayed on the phone until paramedics arrived to help his mom. Local officials later honored Logan's bravery with a certificate and medals. And from a cautionary tale with a pint-sized protector to a word of caution about frog licking. Yes, you heard that right. The National Park Service recently posted a PSA warning desert park visitors not to lick the Sonoran desert toad, a species that secretes a psychedelic toxin which some people ingest and even smoke to hallucinogenic effect. The NPS says this toxin is strong enough to kill an adult dog, and as for humans, one ill-advised lick can make you very, very sick. Finally, if you want to catch the last total lunar eclipse for some time, too late. You missed it. The election morning lunar light show began with the Earth's shadow shrouding the moon, then turning it a spectacular crimson color, hence the nickname, a blood moon. The next total lunar eclipse isn't set to occur until 2025. Sorry, Charlie. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
See, that's why I didn't get up early. I knew we'd see wonderful pictures here on Channel 8. You can do it again in 2025.
That's why you don't lick frogs either.
You don't lick the frogs, Rusty. Did you learn something today?
I had no idea.
Unless you want the psychedelic rainbows and everything else.
That'd be quite the weather forecast.
Yeah. Make all kinds of colors. We've got a wacky forecast anyway. You don't need a toad to be weirded out by this one. We've got record highs possible tomorrow because temperatures are going to be on the increase tonight. Look at that. We go up to about 68 degrees by early tomorrow morning. Wind gusts will stay steady, probably around the 30 to 40 mile per hour range before kicking up just a little bit more tomorrow. And then tomorrow afternoon, temperatures hover right around that middle to up maybe the upper 70s as we head through the afternoon. It is going to be really warm and really windy tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
The spas are here. Truckloads of spas arriving weekly. Hurry in today. These spas are going fast. Spas are in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Supreme Spa and Pool.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News.